Joe Biden. Did you see him last night? I mean, he didn't make prime time. There's a lot of talk about why that is, that Joe Biden wasn't actually in the primetime show. They didn't put him on until 11:30 Eastern. I think they knew. They knew what was coming, right? They knew. Anyway, here's a Joe special. Joe versus the teleprompter. This is like the sequel, because you've seen it many times already, right? But, it keeps on getting better and better. If only Disney could have sequels like this. Here we go.
The United States Supreme Court majority wrote the following, quote, women are not without electoral or political power. No kidding. MAGA Republicans found out the power of women in 2022. And Donald Trump is going to find out the power of women in 2024.
Because they're electrical. Anyway, he had an interesting night. He didn't make prime time. I'm not really surprised. They're saying there's all these reasons why they didn't put Joe on right away. And there's a lot of speculation. New York Times is furious. Oh my gosh, they didn't put the guy in prime time. The poor guy who got totally railroaded, right? They should have at least have given him that honor. But they said it was actually, just a programming glitch. I mean, all the Hollywood people they have there. And they still have these programming glitches? I don't think so. I think I know. Nobody wanted him in prime time. They knew that he might have a little fumble, just like you saw. And, Jake Tapper is speculating on this. And I got to tell you, I've never heard this expression before. I mean, maybe this is... I was going to say maybe it's a Dartmouth thing, but yours truly is from New Hampshire. So she ought to know what the other side of the lollipop, that's a new one. Here's Jake Tapper trying to explain away why it is that Joe Biden didn't get a prime time slot. I mean, it was supposed to be his convention, right?
There are going to be a lot of people who think Joe Biden kind of got the fuzzy end of the lollipop tonight, just because the event went so late that his speech did not even start until 11:30 p.m. East Coast time, and that is also a microcosm.
I think if they were trying to prevent that,
the other side of the lollipop. Okay, whatever you say, Jake. I mean, you after all had quite a hand in taking the guy down, the poor guy. Who didn't stand a shot in HELL once it was decided by those higher up, meaning Barack Obama, David Axelrod, David Plouffe, the likes of CNN, the New York Times, the mainstream media. They made a decision, this guy was not going to be running. Of course, they saw the polls, and Nancy Pelosi got involved, Chuck Schumer, a few other people. I always said, who needs enemies when you got Nancy Pelosi? For your friend, my gosh, for your friend. So they didn't have a chance of winning. They felt very strongly if they put him in the seat. Of course, when you looked at some of the Kamala poll numbers, she was doing even worse until magically somebody waved a magic wand. And what do you know? All the polls started climbing for Kamala Harris. Well, I'm telling you right here today, I don't think that that's entirely right. I think that a lot of them are colored by how the pollsters ask these questions, and I think that has something to do with it. We're going to get to them in just a moment, but first, quick word from one of our sponsors. There's inflation lately, baby. Stunning island of Ireland. Just incredible. When I was a little kid and we'd visit here, my mom would say, if you're lucky enough, you might actually get a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, because that's where the leprechauns leave it. So we looked, we didn't find any, but I consider it probably having been good advice, because as I got older, I learned that gold is pretty valuable. It's valuable in terms of diversification. I encourage you to take a look at it, and when you do, call our friends, our wonderful sponsors over at American Hartford Gold. You can go to trishlovesgold.com, Trish Loves Gold, and wow, it's windy here. You can text 65532, my name, Trish, to 65532 for your chance to get up to $15,000 in free silver. Ladies and gentlemen, just a terrific offer.